Good evening, everyone. Will the members of the class of 2020 please rise? I'm Carissa Brzezinski, the proud principal of Elwood John H. Glenn High School. On behalf of the Elwood Board of Education, District Administration, Mr. Cole, and Mr. McNamara, it is my pleasure to present to you the Elwood John H. Glenn High School Class of 2020. At this point, may I ask the members of the audience to please rise and remain standing as Caitlin Sirach, our Senior Class Vice President of Student Affairs, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance, after which Eleanor Reese will perform our national anthem. At the conclusion of the national anthem, may I ask that you remain standing for a moment of silence. Caitlin, would you please join me at the podium?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Eleanor, will you please join me at the podium?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, where so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was beautiful, Eleanor. Thank you. May I ask that you please remain standing for a moment of silence in remembrance of those family and friends of significance to our graduates who have passed away and are not able to physically be with us today. Thank you. Please be seated. Before we get into our commencement exercises, there are a few housekeeping items that I must mention. Please take a moment to silence all cell phones and electronic devices. We also ask that when we do call the names of the graduates, to avoid using blowhorns and bells so that everyone can hear the name of the graduates. Of course, you can clap and praise. Once all graduates are called, you're welcome to use them. In addition, when the time comes, we will be taking photographs of all of the graduates as they are receiving their diploma. There will be a photo taken of each graduate as they're grabbing their diploma from the table and then up here at the podium. So graduates, if you're comfortable, the guidance does allow you to take your mask down for photo purposes, okay? So when you're coming up to the podium, just please make sure your diploma jacket is facing out so that we can then have you leave the dais and someone else can come up. All of these photos will be available on the photographer's website for your review and purchase. You will be receiving information from the photographer with the necessary information to view the individual photos of your son or daughter and the candidates taken before, during, and after the ceremony. Okay, so welcome to the 58th commencement exercises of Elwood John H. Glenn High School, honoring the graduating class of 2020. It is truly a pleasure to see you all here today, and those watching the ceremony from home on our webcast as well. Thank you to Mr. Gene Tranquino, Mr. Jason Winters, Martha Hanley, and the entire staff for their efforts to make this happen. And while this ceremony might not be the ceremony we have envisioned, we hope our graduates know how proud we are of them and grateful we are to be able to celebrate with you today in some capacity. I would also like to take some time to acknowledge some of the people who have played a critical role in the education of your children over the past 13 years. I'd like to thank our Board of Education and district administrators for their support of the programs that we offer at John Glenn High School. Our board president, Mr. Tomio, and board members, Mr. Scarola and Mrs. Weiss, have graciously given their seats at today's ceremony so that their colleagues, Mrs. Mamalito and Dr. Siddiqui, can celebrate with the class of 2020, whom they have a special connection with, as their children are also members of the class of 2020. So for this session, I would like to welcome our Board of Education member, Dr. Siddiqui, who is also here celebrating as a parent today. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Siddiqui, for all that you do to support our students and the programs at John Glenn High School. To comply with social distancing guidelines, we had to limit the amount of guests and dignitaries in attendance today. So today we are joined by our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Ken Bossert, and our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Maureen Hull. But the entire district administrative team sends their congratulations and well wishes to the class of 2020. And I would publicly like to thank them for all that they have done to help us and your children get to where we are today. I would also like to recognize our fabulous school counselors who join us. We have Miss Janine Ferrante, Miss Christiana Dobra, Miss Carolyn Polina, and most of your counselors, Miss Lisa Sally. Thank you, ladies. And our two amazing assistant principals, Mr. Leroy Cole and Mr. Corey McNamara. We also have several high school faculty and staff members in attendance. Many more wanted to join to celebrate this class, but are watching remotely. So thank you all for joining us today. You've often heard me say it takes a village to raise a child. No doubt, parenting and homeschooling during a pandemic made this adage even more of an appropriate reality. Simply put, we cannot do it alone. So I would like to take some time to acknowledge some very important people who have been instrumental over the years to help us get to where we are today. I would like to thank all of our parent organizations for their support and volunteerism. Your partnership is critical to the success of our students and high school program. I would like to thank the clerical support in the main office and guidance, and my assistant, Ms. Dougherty, for their time and diligent efforts to ensure that every detail was taken care of for today. Also of great assistance are our fabulous school counselors, the custodial staff, the maintenance staff, and our paraprofessionals. And again, Mr. Cole, Mr. McNamara, there are no words to fully express how grateful I am for all that you do to support me in my role. And lastly, I would like to thank Nicole Ganjoyan. I had the great pleasure of having an administrative intern this summer who was instrumental in helping me to plan 4 graduation ceremonies today. So thank you all. Simply put, this would not be possible without everybody working together, and I'm truly blessed to work with such an incredible Blue Ribbon team. So here we are, Finally, distinguished member of the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, Dr. Hall, fellow staff, family members, and friends of the graduates, and the class of 2020. Good afternoon, and we thank you for joining us in this ceremony to celebrate your success. I am so happy that we are finally here. I've had the privilege and pleasure of working with this very special class over the past 4 years and have witnessed firsthand what they have accomplished throughout their high school career. Our students, your children, have represented John Glenn High School in the best light, helping us to earn some amazing accolades, including a National Blue Ribbon School of Excellence and our recent accomplishment awarded to us by the New York State Education Department as a recognition school, which celebrates our growth in our high academic achievement and graduation rate. As such, I would like to take some time to highlight some of the accomplishments of the students whom we are here to celebrate today. Beginning with our students who are graduating with honors. As indicated in the program, the John Glenn High School adopted the cum laude system to recognize our high achieving students. There are many members of the class of 2020 who are graduating with this great distinction. So, may I ask the students graduating cum laude, or with honor, for having earned a weighted average of 94 to 94.99 to please stand so we may honor you. Thank you. Will the students who are graduating magna cum laude, or with great honor, having earned a weighted average of 95 to 96.49, to please stand so we may honor you as well. And for those students having earned a weighted average of 96.5 to 100, who are graduating summa cum laude with greatest honor, please rise so that we may honor your great accomplishments today. Congratulations. Additionally, our program highlights our students who were also members of various honor societies, those who graduated with the AP Capstone Diploma, recipients of the academic awards and scholarships given out at the virtual academic awards ceremony held this past May. Congratulations to you all as well. In sum, the class of 2020 is an accomplished group of young men and women. We are in the presence of true leaders who have consistently served the school and community as members of various organizations. Additionally, throughout the years, our student musicians and artists have displayed their incredible work and talent at various exhibits, concerts, and performances. They have helped to add beauty to the John Glenn community, and I'm confident that these students will continue to brighten the world around them with their passion and talent. The class of 2020 has also demonstrated talent on the athletic fields, earning us a myriad of accolades along the way, even though some seasons were sadly shortened this year. The class of 2020 also made it a priority to spend time helping others as members of various clubs that positively contributed to the Elwood community. Our students, your children, truly have a commitment to helping others, and I know they will take this passion with them as they pursue their post-secondary endeavors. And while our graduates have consistently demonstrated to us that they are remarkable people who are capable of great things, we know that they did not get here on their own. Our students are a direct reflection of many of you who are here today. Parents of the graduates, you have done a remarkable job raising your children. You have given us such a wonderful product to work with over the years. You have worked hard to produce good young men and women, and I know you must be so proud of your sons and daughters. Thank you for all of your support and trust in the faculty and staff and administration of John Glenn High School. Thank you for working collaboratively with us as we work to provide the best educational experience for your children. They truly are a wonderful reflection of you, and so today is a celebration for you as well. Congratulations to our parents and guardians. And to all of the family members and friends watching remotely to celebrate the class of 2020. It truly takes a village to raise a child. I am confident that your love, support, and words of wisdom have been integral to helping to shape the members of the class of 2020. So congratulations to you as well. And finally, to the class of 2020. Hello, my friends. It is so wonderful to finally get to see you all today. I have missed you all so very much, and I'm so honored to be with you today and celebrate this milestone in your educational journey. I know that the last few months have been very challenging for you. Indeed, it has been a challenging time for our country, for our schools, and for our community. One of the greatest challenges for me during this time was not being able to see you in the halls, your classrooms, on the fields, and on the stage. But during this challenging time, I tried to find solace and comfort in focusing on the beauty and blessings that often emerge during times of conflict and crisis. During this time, the students and the Elwood community at large have demonstrated that we can get through anything together. And so while today's ceremony is not what we envisioned or would have wanted, let's take a minute to express gratitude that we are safe, we are healthy, and we are surrounded by people who care deeply about us. Gratitude comes or continues with recognizing that graduating from high school under ordinary circumstances is a tremendous accomplishment that should not be taken for granted, and one that we wanted to celebrate in this manner for you today. And to do so in the midst of a pandemic is even more amazing. But each of you are here today because you did just that. So a round of applause for a truly resilient class. Now, as members of the class of 2020, you all started off your K through 12 journey with a clean slate, a tabula rasa, with 2020 vision for the future. Each of you are here today because of that laser-focused vision to make the most of your education and graduate from John Glenn High School. Now, every end is also a beginning, and during these transitional times, it's natural to look back and reflect. They also say that hindsight is 20/20. So as you look back on your career, I hope you reflect fondly on your experience. And while there were many bumps along the way, a global pandemic, quarantine, social distancing, national strife, and a senior year coming to a screeching halt, I hope that is not all that you recall. I hope that your hindsight helps you to remember the beautiful memories that you made over the past 13 years, the lessons you have learned, the friendships you have made, and the tools you have acquired to help you meet with success on your journey beyond John Glenn High School. Because as I look back and I reflect on the class of 2020, here's what I remember about you. You were not just a class that was quarantined. You were a kind and compassionate group of young adults. You worked hard, you were respectful most of the time, you were appreciative, you were funny, you were full of energy and enthusiasm. You made us proud in so many areas. You are the future leaders of America, of the world. And in a time of such uncertainty, I know I speak for all of us here when I say we are counting on you to make the world a better place. So even though these past few months have been filled with great challenges, I know your future holds happiness and blessings ahead. As you head out on your journey, remember, the rear view mirror in a car is much smaller than the windshield. That is because where you are headed is more important than what is behind you. But with that, when looking in your rear view mirror, May you always reflect fondly on the memories that you made during your years in the Elwood School District. And as you look out your proverbial windshield, may you be excited for what lies ahead and go out confidently and pursue your dreams. Remember, when life throws challenges your way, and it will, look for the beauty, look for the blessings, and look within, knowing that you can do whatever you put your mind to. I thank you for sharing these special years with me. I wish each of you peace, happiness, and all of the blessings that life has to offer. Congratulations. I love you, and I am so proud of you all. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bossert, to offer some congratulatory remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Brzezinski. This is typically a time for me to offer my heartfelt thank yous to everyone who helped to contribute to the success of the class of 2020. But as Ms. Brzezinski did such a thorough job in doing so, in the interest of time and everyone's comfort, I will just offer my thanks to her for her passionate leadership and her determination to make sure that the class of 2020 was celebrated properly and received all of the recognition that they deserve. Thank you, Mrs. Brzezinski. Now, to the students of the graduating class of 2020 whose last names begin with the letters R through Z, I want to let you know you've always been my favorite section of the alphabet. And I've saved some special words for you just today that I don't think the rest of the alphabet will quite understand with the same depth that you will. I actually stole that joke from my daughter's commencement exercises last week. It was the student speaker, and it went over really well. I asked his permission to borrow it, and he said, go ahead. We began this school year using the 2020 vision pun left and right, talking about our clear vision. But I think no one could really see what 2020 had in store for us, so we were a bit off in our statement. No one could have predicted the unique and, dare I say, unprecedented challenges and obstacles this class has faced in order to be celebrating commencement today. There is no need to review the list of what 2020 has brought our way, but was anyone surprised to have woken up without power this morning? Was anyone surprised when they came down Kenneth Avenue and saw a house was being demolished during our commencement exercises? It's only been there 50 years. Today was a good day to knock it down. And I really have to thank the contractor who pauses every time he hears us begin speaking. So when you drive by, please give him a wave. They've done a nice job. But would anyone be surprised if Godzilla himself stepped across the tree line to interrupt our commencement with everything the class of 2020 has endured? The qualities that you began to demonstrate as a class have carried you through this year: perseverance, courage, friendship, and a sense of community. We observe these wonderful qualities you possess throughout your time at John Glenn and through your journey in the Elwood School District. We are hopeful that these values that you've learned both in your homes and in your classrooms will serve you well as you take the next step in your journey of life and through academics. The lessons you've learned outside the classroom will be as valuable as any subject you may have focused on within you. We wish you well today, confident that you have the tools, talent, and passion to make positive contributions to our community and society. While changing the world is a lofty, difficult task, making small, positive contributions will begin the incremental change that we indeed need to make the world a better place. On behalf of myself, the Board of Education, and the entire administration of the Elwood School District, I wish a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you all so much.
And now I am pleased to welcome our all-school president, Zain Siddiqui, to the podium to share his inspiring remarks with the class of 2020. As he comes up to the dais, 6 feet up. May I take a moment? You can come a little closer. I think it's like wingspan. May I take a few moments to share some remarks about Zain. I've had the privilege to get to know Zane over the past few years. In my interactions with him, I have found him to be a bright and witty young man who is motivated, possesses a strong desire to serve as a leader, and can be quite silly at times. Zane considers his mother to be his role model and wants to be the kind of leader who truly helps others. As such, he has served in a variety of leadership capacities during his tenure at John Glenn High School. He was a member of the Honors Wind Ensemble, International Club, Community Service Club, Habitat for Humanity, president of the Spanish Club and Students Against Destructive Decisions, and served as the captain for the varsity tennis team. Despite the fact that Zane was involved in a multitude of extracurricular activities and held a part-time job at Starbucks, Zane's primary focus was on his academics. As a result of his hard work and dedication, he was inducted into both the National Honor Society and World Language Honor Society, and is graduating with a weighted GPA of 94.45. Zane is recognized as a leader by his teachers, administrators, and peers. As such, he has also been selected to become a natural helper, a freshman buddy mentor, and a member of the student council. This year, he was elected by his peers to serve as the all-school president, is a member of the shared decision-making team, and served as the John Glenn High School BOE liaison. So, on behalf of Dr. Bossert, the BO, and the Board of Education, I present you with this plaque. You can't open it because I am not allowed to touch it, but it's yours. You can come back at some point to thank you for your service to our community. Zane is a student who always has a smile on his face. I could tell you're smiling. Okay, excellent. And is an absolute pleasure to work with. He was always respectful when sharing his opinions and concerns about how to make John Glenn High School the best place possible. He is an impressive young man who is going to do great things. I will miss his smile and positive attitude. Zane will be attending New York University as a computer science major in the fall, where I'm sure he will continue to make positive imprints. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our 2020 All-School President, Mr. Zane Siddiqui.
Thank you, Ms. Brzezinski. It has been my privilege to have your guidance over the last year. Your wisdom will leave a lasting legacy for my fellow graduates and me. Thank you again. This year started the same as any other. We were consumed by thoughts of driver's licenses, graduating, and promposals. Most of us weren't 18 yet. The novel coronavirus entered the picture and rapidly gathered enough strength to shut down the world. Our school was supposed to be closed for 1 week. This was extended to 4 long months. We mourn those who have died. Our hearts are with the families who have lost loved ones. We protect those who are vulnerable. In times of a crisis, a successful society will come together and overcome. History has demonstrated that often this society may actually improve. The class of 2020 has witnessed courage and compassion during this time. Paramedics have entered the homes of the sick and brought them to hospital, where nurses, doctors, and healthcare workers were able to help. There was no data for this virus, no history, no guidelines. It mysteriously travels through the air. Rather than running away from this and shutting the door, the class of 2020 was given a display of heroism by our neighbors and parents. The sick are cared for by people who knew that by doing so, they are putting their own lives at risk, as well as the lives of their families. There were no food shortages. Our world did not crumble because of the bravery of our frontline workers. The sky did not fall. The class of 2020 is given an opportunity to enter a world where warriors do not carry a gun. What is needed is our hearts and minds. I thank you all for this time. I wish you happiness, lasting health, and prosperity. Congratulations, class of 2020.
It's hard not to hug them. Thank you, Zane. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our senior class officers who traditionally present the class gifts during graduation ceremony. Most of them attended sessions 1, 2, and 3 today, but I would still like to recognize them here. Our President, Matthew McNerney, our Vice President, Nina Ban, our Secretary, Vanessa Costanzo, and our Treasurer, Maria Papadopoulos. I would like to thank the officers of the class of 2020 for their leadership, and I'd like to share with you that the class of 2020 has decided to donate the remaining funds in their account to the class of 2021 in lieu of a senior gift to the school. The class officers felt that the class of 2021 could use the money since they've missed out on some fundraising opportunities due to our school closure. And they expect that the upcoming year will pose some fundraising challenges as well. So, on behalf of the class of 2021, we thank you for your support and your generous donation. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the moment we've been waiting for. It's my time to present the class of 2020 to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bossert. But before I do so, I just want to make some remarks about Dr. Bossert. Over the past 4 years, he has made it a priority to serve the students, staff, and families of the Elwood community with kindness and compassion. He is a person of excellence whose vision, direction, and leadership has helped to propel the Elwood community to unprecedented heights. He is a visible presence, and the students and staff comment about his open and personal demeanor. Dr. Bossert, I speak on behalf of our entire high school staff and student body in sharing our deep appreciation for your vision, your leadership, compassion, and commitment to all of the members of the Elwood community. And thank you for your leadership, especially during these past few months. And it is with a great deal of pride and pleasure that I present to you a very special group of young men and women, the class of 2020, all who have successfully completed the requirements necessary for an Elwood John H. Glenn High School diploma. All of us here today join you in the joy of seeing you officially authorize them as graduates.
But before I do that, I'm going to keep you all waiting for 30 seconds of a small anecdote. Ms. Brzezinski and I started to communicate with our crew, who I thank so much, at about 5:45 this morning, looking at the weather forecast, having to make a decision of whether or not we could proceed with today's 4 commencement exercises or whether we were going to have to hold them off until Sunday, as tomorrow's weather forecast looked even worse than today. In that hourly forecast between 3 and 4 p.m., we were looking at 50% of scattered thunderstorms, which would have caused a problem for this particular group. We made a judgment call and thought that perhaps this would be the one occasion where things went in favor of the class of 2020. And as I look up and I see that blue sky, I think of myself hearing Mr. Shanahan asking the class of 2020, why again is the sky blue? And they know the answer. So I'm so happy we were able to assemble here today, and it's so wonderful to enjoy this celebration with you. And with that said, I do hereby certify and attest, in accordance with the laws and regulations of the State of New York, the New York State Board of Regents, and the Elwood Public School District, that all those students here present have successfully completed all requirements necessary to graduate from Elwood John H. Glenn High School. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to call upon our school counselor, Ms. Lisa Sally, to assist in calling the names of the members of the class of 2020 as they receive their diplomas. Whenever you are ready, Ms. Sally, you may begin.
Eleanor Reese, Caitlin Rossi, Devin Roy, Francesco Rubiano Jr., Amy Rubin, Patrick Russo, Michaela Savarese, Sierra Schindler, Samara Shipper, Zion Serling, Alyssa Shanerman, Terrence Sheldon, Robert Shepard, Zain Siddiqui, John Slavinskas, Ligia Elena Somoza Gonzalez, Caitlin Sirac, Karsten Stalen, Ashley Stern, Jeremy Tast, Iglis Torres Saravia, Isaiah Torres Waters, Michelle Torzilli, Justin Vega, Natalie Vella, Matthew Vella, Emily Walter, Gabriel Wamsley, Devin Warren, Emily Weber, John Weinrobe, Ava Wilkinson, Ian Williams, Jennifer Wood, Natalie Yang, Catherine Yaskowitz. Riha Youssef. Haley Zalek. Rebecca Zito. Mr. and Mrs. Zoltowski are here to accept Zachary Zoltowski's posthumous diploma in his memory.
Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, the John H. Glenn Class of 2020. Congratulations. At this time, you can remain standing. I would like to invite Katie Yaskowitz to join me at the podium. She's going to lead you all in our traditional tassel exchange. So at this point, please check that your tassel is to your right. And she will lead you in the tassel exchange.
The tassel exchange is when we move our tassels from the right to the left of our graduation caps. It's a symbolic gesture to signify that we've moved from soon-to-be graduates to graduates. So we'll do this in unison to reflect the solidarity of the class of 2020. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
And to close our ceremony, we will begin the countdown for our cap toss. Students and parents will be proceeding out immediately following the cap toss. and we ask that each graduate grab their cap and proceed directly to your vehicle. As you exit towards Elwood Road, you will notice senior portraits hanging along the fence line. I would like to thank our parent volunteers and the Elwood Booster Club for sponsoring those beautiful portraits. They are yours to take, so feel free to stop by and take yours on your way out. Thank you once again. It has been an honor to celebrate with all of you today. I hope you have celebratory gatherings awaiting you beyond this. It was great to see everyone. Congratulations. And we will begin our cap toss on the count of 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, everyone.